Yo, just got a quick market recap today. Took no trades again. Today was honestly like that deal kind of day that I wanted to, but I didn't end up finding anything, and that's just on me for not maybe looking hard enough. So Euro USD, we'll just start with this. 4 hours bullish going into market open. Just going on the 4 hour, we were bullish closing above this high. So I was looking for longs. I was looking for lows to get taken to go up and target the highs. Now did this happen? Not exactly. It happened later into market open. We opened closer up to the London high, so this honestly looked more promising if we were bearish, which was the case with the GBPUSD, and I'll get into that later. But we came right in to market open just right by the London high, so I honestly did not really have any hope for this pair. Just wanted to see this low get taken, the London low get taken, and then go up higher if we were to take anything. But this happened way later. We ended up taking out the 1 hour London low at around 8:30, so that's like way later into market open, so there's no real potential to take anything on this one. So that's why I sat out. Now GBPUSD was very similar to Euro USD, however we were bearish, so this looked really good. This is what I was mainly focused on, yeah, so I'll just go over what I was looking for. So 4 hours bearish, like I said, we opened right by the London highs, and we already had this interaction with the London high area. We got all the way up very close to London high, and that's like the part that I didn't really like. I didn't like how we got all the way up to the London high, but we never ended up taking out that 1 hour high. In the past, when I usually enter, if we end up coming up this close to the London high, we'll usually end up taking it out. And if I had entered on this, like in previous examples, I would have gone stopped out because we would have just taken out that high and then gone on lower. But in this case, it didn't happen, so it's low-key annoying, man. It's like, I don't know what else to say. Like I was waiting though. I was like, yo, could we come up and take out this high? We never ended up coming up and taking out that high, so I was just honestly a bit annoyed. We ended up inversing this for value up to the upside, so I was like, yo, if we break structure down to the downside, maybe I'll be willing to enter. But again, like I really just wanted to see that 1 hour high get taken. I wasn't looking for the Asian high to get taken. It was just this 1 hour London high, because we got so close to it in pre-market. I was like, yo, we just have to go take that out, and then we can go on lower. But we ended up moving on lower without it, so that is quite annoying as well, bro. Like what is this, bro? Bro, it would have just been so much more nicer if we could just go out and take out that 1 hour high and then keep on going lower. Because then there's like a reason for the trade. There's like a story behind the trade. Like we took out this London high, the liquidity that was waiting above this high from all the London session traders, and then we could take that out during New York session, take that out and continue on lower, push price lower, take out this London low, take out this Asian low, which were both 1 hour lows. Those ended up getting taken, and we had a reaction of that. So honestly, like this, like I guess I should be happy, like yo, like I was able to predict where market wanted to go. It's just I wasn't able to find an execution point or a setup to find it. So maybe in the future I should be more fine with taking things from the London high in this area. And honestly, I am, as long as we take out an hour high or something like that. Like I would have looked for SMT in this case, GBPUSD, Euro USD, but Euro USD didn't even get close to taking out that London high. And DXY, we never ended up getting close to this low here. That was the corresponding low on this GBPUSD. So what would have been ideal, I remember like on some of my older trade recaps, like the winners, it's like in this case, like DXY would have came down here, and then we would have taken out this low, and we would have gone on higher. And then like in GBPUSD, we wouldn't have taken out this high, but we would have like gone close to it and then continued on lower. So there's like some motivation or some reasoning behind the trade. But in this case, there was no reasoning, and there's no reason to like trade, so that's why I didn't take anything, which is quite annoying to see, bro. Like it's like that feeling is like you kind of like you had it in your mind where market wanted to go. Like I had it on my mind, like yo, price is gonna come up to the London high and we're gonna go on lower because we already like came up into here, right? But in my mind I was thinking like, yo, if we take out this 1 hour high, then we can go on lower. But that didn't end up happening. We didn't end up taking out that London high, and we kept on going lower. And there's no SMT formed. Euro USD did not form one. DXY did not form one. Honestly, I'm not looking at GBPJPY for an SMT, but I guess technically in this case we did. But it's like it's not the same hourly high. Like GBPUSD and GBPJPY are so like not correlated. You know, EURUSD and GBPUSD are much more correlated along with the DXY. So that's why I'm only looking at these three pairs if I'm trying to compare S&T between these three. Well, I mean, I only trade EURUSD and GBPUSD, not DXY, but like, bro, low-key PMO, bro. It pissed me off, bro. Like, it's annoying, bro. It's just annoying to look at. Now, GBP JPY was something else I was looking at. 4 hours bearish going into market open, which is why I was looking for shorts. We had these 1 hour highs from New York session previous day, and then we also had these 1 hour highs as well, and we ended up taking those out right at market open. So this also looked really good, man. You know, this looked good. This looked good, bro. It looked good. I mean, I didn't enter, bro. Like, if I, like, okay, well, let's go slowly. So first we had this for value gap that I want to get inverted, right, to confirm bearish, because we ended up showing bullish structure. So I wanted to see 5-minute confirmation down. So we ended up breaking structure to the downside. Should I have entered here? Honestly, no, because we had unemployment claims at 6:30 a.m. today, so I was waiting for that. We ended up retracing into equilibrium with that news, but we also, and actually, well, this doesn't really count. So I guess, yeah, we pulled up into equilibrium. So perhaps I should have just entered off of the 1-minute break of structure to the downside after retracing, but I would have gone stopped out if I had done that. So I guess I'm like lucky I didn't enter this, because I was more fixated on GBPUSD working out rather than GBP JPY, partially because we had these fair value gaps in the way. But honestly, I feel like fair value gaps aren't even that big of a deal, but like, it's just in the opposite direction. But bro, like back in like last summer and last fall, when I was like taking trades with fair value gaps in like the opposing way, price will always come to these fair value gaps and then reject off of them, and I'd end up losing. So that's why I want to have at least my first take profit so I can move to break even at these fair value gaps. That's my reasoning behind that. But anyways, you know, we ended up retracing into equilibrium here. No break of structure, nothing here. So here we get a break of structure to the downside. So let's say I entered off of this break of structure. Where would I keep my stop loss? Above the equilibrium. So now in hindsight, I would probably keep a wider stop loss, but in reality, I probably would have put it I would probably put it like 4 pips above. In GBP, like 11, I would probably put at 15. And that would have gone stopped out. If I put at 16, that would have probably gone stopped out from spread as well. So regardless, this probably would have been a loss if I had entered. But, you know, this would have been a decent risk reward. You know, we could have had like the target in the middle of the fair value gap, something like that. But I wouldn't gone stopped out probably from spread if we kept a 15 point. So yeah, if we had entered off of this, we wouldn't gone stopped out. And then seeing all this happen. So honestly, I'm more glad that I didn't take the trade. Like, it would have been nice to be able to win. And it's like I guess I should be happy. Like, yo, I'm able to think where market's gonna go. Like, I have an idea of where price wants to go. It's just like finding the setup, finding the stop loss, finding this take profit. It's just those things are kind of limiting right now, and I feel like I'm too specific on those like setup entry criteria. But I feel like but I don't even know. But you know, like that's just what's going on through my mind. So yeah, that's honestly pretty much it. Nothing really too much to talk about now. How's school, you may ask? Well, school's doing okay. I had 2 labs last week. Well, this week I have 2 labs. So I have a lab, today's Thursday, so I had a lab today, and I have a lab tomorrow. I have a midterm next Tuesday, I have a midterm next Thursday, and a midterm next Friday. So I have 3 midterms next week, and then my next midterm is in 2 weeks from then. So I'm planning on locking in for real, like on this particular time, and then I can just relax for a little bit afterwards. But yeah, bro, like just grinding. It's a bit too late, and I need to like understand some lessons because I'm going to be cooked for my midterm if I don't. So yeah, that's pretty much all, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.